Namaste. Good afternoon, dear students of class 7, as well as all the viewers watching me through this live program. I'd like to welcome you all in this distance learning of science here. So let's get started. So today I'm here. First of all, let's revise some of the things that we did in class 7, previous class of class 7. So in previous class, what did we learn was, we learned about various types of force. We started the lesson force and motion, and we learned about various types of force. First of all, what is force we learned, and what are the effects of force, different effects of force. We learned it practically as well. And also we learned about various types of force. I think you all remember the types of force, like pulling force, which is used to pull the object, pushing force to push the object, the force exerted by magnetic force, gravitational force, frictional force, and electrostatic force. Also we learned about various advantages and disadvantages of frictional force, and how to reduce, how to increase frictional force as per requirement. We learned about all these related to force in previous class. So today we are going to learn new topics, new terms related over here in force and motion, especially about different types of terms like scalar quantity, vector quantity, speed, velocity, types of velocity, and acceleration. And in case like, we will also solve a few numericals related here. So let's get started with scalar quantities. So first of all, scalar quantities. In previous classes, while studying about measurement, you have already studied about the measurable quantities. What are measurable quantities? Yes, like the quantities which can measurable, we call them as physical quantities. And if it's non-measurable, we call them as non-physical quantities. So if it's measurable, then on the basis like whether they have only value, magnitude, or also they have magnitude along with the direction, the quantities, we can classify them as scalar quantities and vector quantities. Two types of quantities are there. So let's study about these two types of quantities. First of all, to study about scalar quantities. First of all, scalar quantities, like what is it then? When we study like a mass, certain amount of mass is there. Yeah, like the mass, you go to shop and you ask for 2 kg sugar. So 2 kg, when we talk about 2 kg, it's 2 kg means it simply gives us mass. It does not show any direction. So 2 kg mass. So the class is of 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So let's say it's 35 minutes time. Like for example, what's your height? How tall are you? I am maybe 156 centimeter tall. This shows you your height. Yes, or maybe like temperature. What's your body temperature? Right now, suppose my body temperature is 98 degree Fahrenheit. These quantities, when we talk about these quantities, you can simply see here. Or how much work do you do? I did just now maybe 100 joule of work. These are all terms, like what's the area of a certain box. The area of box, in previous lesson we studied about area also. Suppose the area of a block or a box, it's suppose 20 centimeter square or 20 meter square. Okay, for simplicity, let's follow the SI unit right now. It's meter square, 20 meter square maybe, for example. Or maybe the volume, 25 meter cube volume. When we see all these terms, we can just see over here. See, these all terms, these all quantities: mass, time, height, temperature, work, area, volume. When we talk about these quantities, they simply give us the magnitude, the value. Yeah, like we say 2 kg. Give me 2 kg sugar. We don't mention any direction, neither like towards east, west, north, south, upward, downward. None of the directions are mentioned here. Simply 2 kg sugar, finished. What's the time? How long does it take? 35 minutes. So it's simple like 35 minutes. Time, we don't give, it doesn't show any direction. So here we can see all these values. What's your height, or how far is your home? My home is like maybe 5 kilometers far from here, 5 kilometers. So this we can say as distance. So these all are the quantities which have or which show only the magnitude, only the value. So these sorts of quantities are called as scalar quantities. So we can simply define as the quantities which have only magnitude, value. Those quantities are called scalar quantities. Now, just look at the slide, simple definition. Scalar quantities, those quantities which have only magnitude but no direction. They are known as scalar quantities. The examples are clearly given over here. It's been mentioned here as well. Like length, mass, time, area, volume, distance, all these are scalar quantities. Similarly, now let's move on to vector quantities. In case the quantities are given, the value is given, magnitude is given along with the direction, then those quantities are called vector quantities. For example, I'm applying certain amount of force. I apply, for example, 20 Newton force. So the force is applied in certain direction. Yeah, it's applied 20 Newton of force towards east, for example. Okay. Or we can say upward direction, downward direction, any direction should be mentioned over here. Yes, 20 Newton force upwards. Let me write here upwards then, okay. Upwards or downwards, yeah, of a box. Or like, for example, another example can be here, force, and then after, next we have like displacement, the shortest distance. More we will study about distance and displacement in next topic also. Like, I'm in this position, I have been displaced from this position 2 steps left from my original position. I've been displaced, yes. So, or we can also say my home is straightly 2 kilometers, exactly 2 kilometers towards east. For example, 2 kilometers towards east or west or any direction when you mention, then this shows as the displacement. This is the displacement. 2 kilometers towards east, displacement. So if it shows the direction, otherwise I'm lifting 5 Newton of material weight against gravity. I'm lifting it against gravity upward. Yeah, that can also be, weight also can be, just like force, weight also we can talk as, like weight we all know it's measured in Newton. I'm lifting 30 Newton of weight, 30 Newton of weight in upward direction. Yes, upward direction. Here, upward direction. Like this, when the directions are mentioned, then we tell like this is vector quantity. So if it has only magnitude, it is scalar quantity, and if along with magnitude the quantity has the quantity shows direction as well, then we call that quantity as vector quantity. You can just check the definition of vector quantities. Those quantities which have both magnitude and direction are known as vector quantities. Examples you can see: displacement, velocity, weight, acceleration, force. Now these terms might be new to you, like displacement, velocity, weight, acceleration, force. These terms may be new to you, but these terms you have already learned in previous topics. Yes, so these new terms of vector, which are actually vector quantities, these term wise, topic wise, we will be studying as well. So I think I made you clear what are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now let's move on to other terms of this topic. So we are going to learn right now about distance and displacement. So what's your, let's see, what is distance and what is displacement? So when you just listen to the term, when you hear the term like distance and displacement, most probably they are actually distance, you might think so. But actually distance and displacement, they are completely different ones. In our daily life, like I travel 2 kilometers, when you say, it might seem like it's similar, distance or displacement. What's the difference? I covered 2 kilometer displacement, or I covered 2 kilometer distance. It might look same, but in science it's completely different. So what's there in distance and displacement? Let's see. What is distance and what is displacement? So first of all, like a person is here, this person is just roaming all around, and his home is, for example, it's here. So he wants to get back to his home, for example. Yes, he has lots of ways. See, he can go straight like this. If he goes straight like this, suppose from here to here, just for example, it's 2 kilometer. Yeah, if we go straight from here to there, it's 2 kilometer. He has lots of other ways as well. Like for example, in your home also, if you want to go to your kitchen is suppose on the 4th floor. If you want to go up in the kitchen and you are staying in the ground floor, then you have lots of options. You can go out, move all around the house, garden here and there, and then climb up and reach to the kitchen. Otherwise, you can straightly go to the kitchen as well. Like here also, the person can straightly go to the house, or he has other options also. Like here's the way. He can move, like here's the way, 1 kilometer far from here. He can move 1 kilometer from here. Again, he can go straight like this. This is equals to 2 kilometers. Suppose this is point A. Is in point A. Suppose he goes to point B. And then after here's the point C. And then after he comes, he reaches here. Suppose here, it's all together 1 kilometer again. See? Here, suppose this is point D. His house is at point D. Now you can just look. You can just check. If he moves, he starts moving. He moves from point A to point B, 1 kilometer covered. And again from point B to point C, 2 kilometers covered. So 1 plus 2, 3 kilometers. Again he gets down and covers 1 more kilometer. That is 1 plus 2 plus 1, 4 kilometers. So then after he reaches home. Yes, like that he can reach home. Otherwise, he doesn't have time. He just wants to get home faster. He just takes a shortcut and travels 2 kilometers, straightly reaches home. So here comes the difference between distance and displacement. So distance is the total length. The total length, once it's stepped, it's counted. Once it's stepped, it's counted. Like I step 1 step forward, it's counted. 1, 2, 3, it's counted. Yes, so that total, if I go back, again it's counted. 1, 2, 3, again 4, 5, 6. That is the distance travel. See, so the distance travel from here, A to D, we can take this as AB plus BC plus CD. So altogether, the distance traveled is how much then? AB plus BC plus CD. Equals to 1 kilometer AB, 2 kilometers BC, and 1 kilometer again CD. It's all together 4 kilometer is the distance traveled. Now if you talk about displacement, displacement is completely different. Displacement is like this. See, this is the original position, that is the final position. A is the original position, B is the final position. So the gap between the original position and the final position, or you can say the shortest distance traveled by the body, that is called as displacement. So here the shortest distance traveled, A to D, we can see here A to D, the shortest distance traveled is 2 kilometer, and it shows in a fixed direction. See, displacement always is recorded in a fixed direction, whereas distance we can record in any direction. Distance does not show any fixed direction. Yeah, it can go up, right, left. We can go in curved way as well, anywhere. So that is distance. The total length is distance, but the position changed from original to final. That change in position gives us the displacement. So here displacement is 2 kilometers. Displacement is equals to 2 kilometers. It is AD. Here see, AD is the displacement. It is 2 kilometers. So from here we come to, I think I made you clear about distance and displacement. Once you can check in the picture as well. One more example similar to this. Here, like to reach from point A to C, the cyclist can move straight from A to C, and the displacement is that is the displacement. It's altogether 5 meters, and if he wants to change his position and move, the total length would be from A to B. He can go from A to B, visit somebody's home, and reach to point C. So the total distance would be, you can see here, from A to B 4 meters and B to C 3 meters. The total distance is 7 meters, but the shortest distance, the displacement is only 5 meters. So you can, I think you can easily understand from this example as well. Now the definition, the total length traveled by a body, the total length of the path traveled by a body is called distance, and distance we always measure in meter. Okay, the SI unit of distance is meter. It's a length. So in previous class, while studying about measurement of length, we have learned like length can be in different form. It can be height, breadth, length, distance, displacement. Yes, so this is a type of length. So we can say it's meter. Its SI unit is meter, and also it is denoted by letter S. Okay, we like most often we denote it by the letter S. Similarly, we have displacement. As I have already explained, displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of the body, and a particular distance, a particular direction must be mentioned over here. Displacement means always towards a fixed direction. Then that is displacement. Like I am in this position. If I go, well, I have already said one step, I am one step displaced from my original position. If I move one step left, then again 2 steps displaced from original position. But if I move one step back again, then I am only one step displaced from original position, but my actual distance traveled is 1 plus 1, 2, and one more back, 3 would be the distance traveled. Its SI unit is also meter, and it's also denoted by S. Just what we need to remember is distance means it can travel in any direction. Here if we say the person can go from this way as well, this is also distance. Or maybe the person can go here and like this. He can go in any direction and reach in point B. So these all are distance. Okay, other options we can consider as distance, but simply the shortest one we call it as displacement, as it mentions shows the fixed direction as well. That's related to distance and displacement. Now relating to this distance and displacement, now I think you can easily say distance is a scalar quantity because it doesn't show any direction, and displacement is a vector quantity because it shows along with the magnitude direction as well. So next we have is speed now. Speed and velocity. If you understood distance and displacement, relating to distance and displacement, let's study about speed and velocity. So what is speed and what is velocity? Most often we have been using this term velocity or speed as simply speed. I'm traveling with a very high speed. I can run 50 meter per second. Yeah, the vehicle is traveling 200 meter per second or 200 centimeter per second, meter per second. Like such examples we carry on while studying about speed. I can travel very fast. The bus is moving at a very high speed. Generally, we use the term speed. But actually, sometimes that may be considered related to velocity as well. So what's the difference in between speed and velocity? Or what is speed and velocity? First, let's learn and let's learn the differences as well. So speed. Speed means like if I cover 5 meters in 1 second time. Suppose I travel 5 meters in 1 second time. So how much distance is traveled in certain time? That gives us our speed. Okay, so we can say speed is the distance traveled in certain time per unit time. Distance traveled per unit time, or how much distance is traveled in certain time taken. That gives us our speed. We denote speed by the letter V. Just like before we denoted distance by letter S, we denote speed by letter V, and distance traveled is denoted by the letter S, and time taken we denote it by T. So the distance traveled per unit time, that is called speed. For example, if I cover 5 meters in 1 second, for example, then it's 5 meter per second is the speed. So I think we all know distance traveled is measured in meter. SI unit of distance traveled is meter, just before we discussed, and SI unit of time taken is second. So the SI unit of speed is meter per second. That's why I have written here meter per second. The SI unit of speed is meter per second. As the speed, it also shows no direction. Okay, it doesn't specify any direction. Then what do we say? Speed is a scalar quantity. Okay, it is a scalar quantity. And speed, it's related to distance traveled. As once it's stepped, the distance is calculated. Once next step is taken, it's simply totaled and totaled. So speed's value can only be positive. Its value can never be negative or zero. Its value is mostly positive. Okay, and another we have is velocity. I just connect here. Next we have velocity. Velocity is also denoted by the letter V. Velocity is displacement. Okay, how much distance is covered in a fixed direction? Displacement per unit time. So velocity means it's displacement or distance traveled in a fixed direction. Displacement over time taken. Time taken t. So velocity. Velocity means it's the displacement. The rate of displacement per unit time is velocity. Displacement is measured in meter. Unit is, that's why same. Displacement, it's measured in meter, and time taken is measured in second. That is why its SI unit is meter per second. Velocity's SI unit is also meter per second. So once you can just revise it, seeing in the slides. Speed, distance traveled by a body per unit time is known as speed. Speed, you can just say it as distance traveled by time taken. Scalar quantity, as I've already mentioned before, it's a scalar quantity and its SI unit is meter per second. Next we have velocity, distance traveled in a fixed direction, that is called velocity. And velocity, it's displacement by time taken. It's a vector quantity as direction is mentioned here, and its SI unit is meter per second. Now, different types of velocity. There are three different types of velocity that we have to learn here. First is uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity or variable velocity, and the last one we have as average velocity. Let's learn a little bit about it. So you can just check here, uniform velocity. You can see the vehicles traveling there. Over there, in every 1 second, see, in first 1 second, the car covered 20 meter. In second 1 second, it covered again 20 meter. And in again next 1 second, it covered 20 meter and 20 meter, and every 1 second it covered 20 meter and so on. So what you have to remember is, see, you can just check here, what is uniform velocity that we are learning now. If a vehicle or if a body covers equal displacement or equal distance in equal interval of time, yeah, in a fixed direction, it's been shown in a straight line, or in a fixed direction, if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the velocity of the body is said to be uniform velocity. Let me just show you here the same example, like, okay, types of velocity. So first of all, we're learning about uniform velocity. Uniform velocity means here's a straight line, yeah, a vehicle is traveling and it's covering in every 1 second, it's covering, suppose here 1 second, in next 1 second, in next 1 second, and in next it covers 10 meter in first 1 second, in another case also, next second also 10 meter, and similar. Then see, the vehicle traveling or the body traveling with such velocity, then its velocity is called uniform velocity. It's covering, here its velocity is 10 meter per second. Displacement over time taken, 10 meter per second. Here also its velocity is 10 meter per second. Here also its velocity is 10 meter per second, and here also its velocity is 10 meter per second. So it's uniform, it's same. So if a body covers equal displacement in equal interval of time, then it's said to be uniform velocity. Uniform, we all know the meaning of uniform, having same, common. Yes, uniformity, uniform, we wear uniform in our school, it's related to that, so you can easily remember that one. Uniform. Now just opposite, next one is non-uniform. Non-uniform means it's not same. We can easily understand. If it's not same, like here it has covered 10 meter per second. Now in second one, non-uniform velocity, or we can also say it as variable If it's not uniform, then of course it's variable. It varies. So it's variable velocity. So here we have again the same. In every 1 second, if it covers, suppose here it covers 5 meter per second, here it covers then 10 meter, in next 1 second it covers again 7 meter, for example. So if it's so, then that type of velocity, see here it's traveling with the velocity of 5 meter per second, here 10 meter per second, and here 7 meter per second. So the velocity is different. So if a body covers different displacement, variable displacement in equal interval of time, different displacement is covered in equal interval of time, then its velocity is said to be variable velocity. So uniform and non-uniform, or variable velocity. I think I made you clear. Your velocity is different. Here 10, 10, 10, but here 10, and another next one 5, 10, and it's been 7. So you can experience that in your regular traffic jams and all. When the road is clear, we just speed up and we move forward. When there is traffic jam, we just stop. The velocity decreases. That can be considered as taken as example of non-uniform velocity. Now the last one we have is average velocity. So what is average velocity then? The third one is average velocity. So average velocity means like it's simply the total displacement. Average means, I think you all know, we just get the total sampling and divide by total number. Yeah, average, mean. So the total displacements, like in certain time taken, how much displacement is covered. In first 1 second it covered 5 meter. In next 1 second it covered 2 meters. In next 1 second it covered 10 meter. Like if it's varying, suppose here in first 1 second it covered 5 meter. In next, maybe after 2 seconds, it covered 10 meter. In another, like after 5 seconds, it covered 25 meter. So we have to find the average velocity. How do we find average velocity? Average velocity is then, we denote it by VAV. Average velocity is total displacement by total time taken. Total time taken. So how much is the total displacement? We sum up, like 5 plus 10 plus 25. We sum up, and then after, how much is the total time taken? 1 plus 2 plus 5. We sum up, and then after, like here 5, the total displacement is 5, 10 plus 25. Here it may be 1 plus 2 plus 5 second. Then afterwards, when we add and when we divide by this, we get the average velocity. So average velocity means the total displacement over total time taken. In total time taken, how much was the total displacement covered? That gives us average velocity. You can once check in the check the formula here. Total displacement by total time taken. Average velocity of a body is the total displacement divided by total time taken. One more term we have, like also we can consider average velocity like this. Suppose a vehicle or a body is traveling with some velocity. That first velocity we consider as initial velocity. Yeah, we consider that as initial velocity, the first one. And then after, the first one is called initial velocity. A vehicle is moving with some velocity, maybe 10 meter per second. That is called, that is 10 meter per second. Let's denote initial velocity. It's denoted by the letter U. And the final velocity. Then after, the velocity increased and the velocity was 40 meter per second. The next velocity is 40 meter per second. That is final velocity. We denote that by letter V. Initial is denoted by letter U and final velocity is denoted by letter V. So the average of this first velocity and last velocity. Okay, two samples are there. So we take the average, divide by 2. This is the another formula of average velocity. Average velocity is also considered as the mean of initial and final velocity, or simply the formula you can say initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. So That's here related to velocity, 3 types of velocity. So today we learned about distance, displacement, scalar and vector quantity, and velocity and its types. So that's all for today. In another class, we'll study about acceleration, retardation, and solve few numericals related to it. You get prepared for that. Revise the ones you learned. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.